So how's a brew? So this is actually the first video I've done in a month-ish, which is kind of pretty bad, so I do apologise about that. So I've just been completely stacked out with tons of stuff. I've got videos to edit aplenty for the IP file project, for the beer festival, and loads of other stuff. So I've the thing is, I've not had time for very much at all, really. What with boyfriend, work, Christmas shopping, life admin, all the other kind of bullshit you have to deal with. I literally have not had time. So there's lots of other things have come up as well, which meant I haven't had time for those either. So yeah, it's kind of not really been the best time of year, or well, whatever, really, to get this kind of shit done. It is mostly because I'm working in London, and doing that just takes up so much time. It takes me, I don't know, like an hour each way to get to work, and then I work from 9 till 6 or from 7 till 4, and it just, you know, by the time you get to the end of the day you're exhausted, and the last thing you want to be doing is creating a video. So there's that element, and then my weekends are kind of filled up with stuff I couldn't get done in the week. So this is the only day I've actually managed to get something done. So I do apologise, but it's kind of like that's just kind of it, really. I'm afraid I'm going to try as much as I can to create as many videos as I can between now and the new year, just to kind of get things back into a stable, like, weekly upload. But I cannot guarantee anything, and it'll be interesting to see how it all goes. I do seem to have like this weird radio kind of like husky voice thing going on at the moment, which is kind of weird. I don't know why, because I'm not feeling ill. I think possibly just could be I'm talking too much now, and so it's kind of like going really Zane Lowe, like in the building, kind of like kind of esque, like Radio 1 speaking. I've not actually I don't know if I'm going to add any EQ to this yet, I'm not too sure. But let's dive straight into it, because obviously I want to get this rattled off quick, because it'll take me too long to render if it's like more than 10 minutes. So let's talk about three things. First of all, PS4 Remote Play. Now, this is something that was unofficially allowed. Someone created an app for it and kind of made it work, sort of. And now Sony are going to do their own version, which is kind of cool. The thing with this Remote Play bullshit, I'm not too sure that it's necessarily something that I would ever use. The only ever time that I would say that PlayStation 4 Remote Play would be fucking good is if you had an amazingly good TV in the front room, and you had all your consoles connected to that TV in the front room, and you had a wife or you had kids or whatever, and they fucking like decided they were going to hijack your fucking TV that you spend lots of money on. Then you could possibly, you know, Remote Play in your like bedroom or something like that, on another TV in another room or whatever. But for me personally, like, I'm like too young. Like, the thing is, this is only really going to appeal to those that either only have like one good TV in the house, and they're a kid and they want to be able to still play games on their shitty TV in their room, and don't somehow have that console connected up there for some whatever reason, or it's for like older men that, or I say men, older gamers. That's really like stereotypical, but older gamers that, you know, have wife and kids and also have another TV, but can't, you know, have it plugged into the main living room TV and can't get their ponings on. So you know, for me personally, it kind of seems a bit pointless. You know, within the student bracket, you're going to have one TV, everything's going to be connected to it. Within like my kind of bracket, so like the 18 to 25 bracket, you know, between there, most people are going to have their own TV. You know, if they're living in London, if they're doing, you know, whatever their career shit they're doing, they're going to have their own TV usually. So I don't know that there's necessarily much of a market for it. I mean, we'll see how well PlayStation TV goes in terms of that, and how well people, or how many people will be streaming via Xbox, through Windows 10 and Xbox. But I mean, it's kind of cool, it's interesting, you can do, but you know, I think the thing with Sony is they tried to do this thing with the Vita, which is kind of dead now. I don't think, like, what the fuck, portable like games consoles anyway are kind of like a dead kind of thing. I mean, like, the DS still is something, but that's only because it's got a good gaming experience, and that's kind of it. The PS Vita, I might be inclined to take it with me to, like, on an airplane or something, or aeroplane or something like that. But I would probably just take a laptop. I mean, actually, the fact I would probably just take like a Windows Surface Pro 3 or Pro 4, because they're decent enough. You could game on it if you wanted to. You could play GTA 5 on it if you wanted to. You could pwn noobs in Call of Duty if you wanted to. So I think that's what I would probably end up bringing with me, or even a MacBook. Although in an airplane or on a plane or train, you haven't got much space to kind of maneuver for that kind of shit. So Black Friday happened again this year. Now, Black Friday in the UK is kind of one of those things that really needs to die a death. I don't really know why the fuck it exists. Like, fair enough, like Black Friday in America, it's after Thanksgiving, fantastic, you know, get people back into the spirit of shopping, you know, consumerism, all that other bollocks, all the things that kind of prop up the economy, fantastic. The UK, it's not, we don't have any reason to copy the Americans in this, because we don't have anything that follows it to kind of kick off this spending season. The spending season kind of starts, well, it starts kind of roughly now anyway, regardless. And it started at the beginning of November, if you know, truth be told. Once Halloween's over, people go and do that kind of shit anyway. And there's only been like a few instances where I've bought something on the Amazon, like Amazon Black Friday deals, because it's been worth it. And that's very, very few and far between. Like, I bought like a Zippo hand warmer because it was cheap. I managed to buy my sister the present she wanted, which was cheaper than it was usually, and that's it. But most of the things are the same price they are usually, or like a couple of quid cheaper, or in actual fact they'll be the same price they always have been, but they've been inflated like the week before. And you can always tell, like you see like the product and you're like, oh yeah, that's actually £10 more expensive than it usually is, because because you're looking through and you're like, oh yeah, there's that. Or you've already done research like a month ago when you were looking for something, you thought, oh, I'll wait until next payday or something, and then it's like, oh, so actually that's bullshit. And there's lots of that. I mean, the only thing, there is a good few console deals going around. That was 250 quid for a Xbox One and a PlayStation with a load of games. That was a good deal, I'll give them that. But they're very, very few and far between. If I didn't already have a PlayStation and Xbox, I probably would have bought both at the same time. Because 250 for both is like, what? It's like 500 quid for both of them. It's a fantastic deal, to be honest. But, you know, Black Friday in the UK is just bullshit. I just don't know why people bother with this whole, like, hyped up, like, oh yeah, great. Like, no, fuck off. Like, what's the point? I went to Shoreditch yesterday. My fucking god. Worst decision I've ever made. I've never been to Shoreditch before, and I had this, like, stereotype in my head of what Shoreditch was going to be like. And I got off the bus, and it wasn't quite like that. And I thought, oh, great, fantastic, and this is good. Almost got run over by a skateboarder, who was too old to be skateboarding. Let's be honest. Like, I'm sounding like an old man now, but fuck it, I don't care. A skateboarder that was just too old to be skateboarding. He was like 25. I was like, fucking grow up, for Christ's sake. Go and get a job. There was some fucking film crew getting in my fucking tits, and they weren't like a proper film crew. They were like semi-professional. Like, they had like a DSLR kind of rig and like a shotgun mic, but they certainly weren't the BBC, you know, they weren't some like big production company, and they fucking got in my way, and I was like trying to go around them whilst also not trying to fuck up their shot. I was like, fucking get out of my fucking way, what the fuck is wrong with you? Then I went to Nesbitt's, which was this cooking shop, and I managed to buy a wok because I'm trying to make some hot wings, some buffalo hot wings, and the only way for me to do it in this place is to get like a wok, a little bit of fat, and kind of fry them up that way. So I've been looking one for ages, and then I went into Urban Outfitters and bought like 2 Farrah shirts because they were fucking cheap. Well, they weren't cheap for Farrah shirts. They were cheap, but you know, for shirts they weren't cheap. They're about 35 quid each. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of consumerist bullshit out of the way. Shoreditch, I might actually do like a video in Shoreditch and just parody it a little bit, because it's just. I just can't even believe how fucking... It's like, you think, oh, Shoreditch, yeah, this is a stereotype. And it fucking is. Like, it literally is what you think it is. It's people with, like, trousers that are too short, ankles on show, trying to be original and fashionable, and it's like, but you're not. You just look like a fucking idiot. Now, I'm all for, you know, doing your own thing, but do your own thing because you enjoy it, not do your own thing because you're trying to pander to other people, which is basically what everybody else was fucking doing. Rant over about that, but yeah, no, I did. There was a couple of good deals in Urban Outfitters, which is the only time I ever shop in Urban Outfitters, because it's fucking expensive as shit. It's like 90 quid for a pair of jeans. Fuck off. What? Or like, it'll be something silly, like there'll be a jacket in there, like for instance, like a sportswear brand like Nike, Adidas, something like that. It'll be like 60 quid, maybe 40 quid elsewhere, and in there it'll be like 90 quid, 80 quid. Like, what? Why is it 20 quid more expensive in Urban Outfitters than it is in somewhere like JD Sports or any other place that would sell sportswear brands? Another rant out the door, but there we go. Lenovo and Razer announced this thing today, which they were going to create their own kind of gaming PC they're going to amalgamate together. This is obviously not the worst idea they've ever had, ever. So Razer obviously makes pretty shit products, to be fair. Or they make mediocre products, they make a huge markup on it, and people were stupid enough to buy their shit. Like, they'll sell a 120 quid keyboard, which really is only worth 70 quid, and people will buy it because it's got a Razer sticker on it, or because Tom Syndicate has fucking said that he likes it or some bullshit. It's the same with these headphones I've got here as well. You know, they sell them for stupid amounts of money, and they're not worth it. They really are not worth it at all. But anyway, Lenovo and Razer are going to join together and kind of make this thing. And so Lenovo were already kicked in the teeth for automatically installing malware, kind of, sort of ish, that basically spies on you, does keylogin, all that other kind of shit. And Razer are just Razer. The thing is, I don't know why Razer are bothering. Razer already had the Razer Blade, so I don't know why they're even going to bother with that. I mean, the thing is, like, they can manufacture the Razer Blade. If they can manufacture that, with obviously a few hardware vendors as well, why the fuck are they bothering going down the Lenovo route? Of all the manufacturers you could have possibly chosen, why do you think Lenovo was a fucking good idea? It's a stupid idea. You'd be better off going with, I'm just trying to think who else you could have gone with. Oh, I don't know, any other PC manufacturer? Dell. Like, I'd let you off if you went with Dell. Dell is a pretty shit consumer brand. They make some fucking good kick-ass business hardware. So if you like teamed up with them, it's the same with HP. Like, if them and HP got together and they made, like, but this is the thing, they always do the wrong thing. They always go down the consumer route of this kind of shit. Because they're gonna make a huge markup on it. They're gonna sell it at a huge price, and it's gonna be a shit product. Because it's gonna be. They'll never make shit products. That's basically it. I mean, unless you go down the ThinkPad route for business, even then that kind of brand is pretty much dead now, which is annoying because it used to be really, really good. But, you know, team up with something better, like team up with even fucking Sony, for Christ's sake. Sony makes some fucking good laptops. The downside to Sony is they just put too much money on it, and they also cut corners in stupid places, so they never actually get my business, which, well, apart from their TVs are fucking good. And to be fair, the PlayStation, maybe not actually. The PlayStation hardware's fucking good, but the PlayStation itself, in terms of its software, is fucking abysmal. Or even team up with a fucking actual, like, gaming PC manufacturer. Somebody like MSI, somebody like Gigabyte, somebody like Asus, somebody like, I don't know, any other brand that makes fucking gaming laptops or gaming PCs or anything like that. Why the fuck did they not just do that? Oh, and the thing is, for Razer to do that, it would have been fucking better if they just said, oh, to like a random brand, put our name on it, and that's it, and they could have made a fucking massive killing. But I just don't see why they're going to bother. I mean, unless they decide they want to try and change the gaming industry and be like, oh yeah, well, you can do this. It's like the swap outable Razer thing they created, like this gaming PC that you could swap out individual components, was a fucking good idea, but it never became of anything, which is annoying as fuck. Why not? So yeah, that's kind of it. I think that is literally everything, because I don't want to ramble on too much. This has been the first video in ages, and I'm going to try my hardest to get this kind of shit done more often. I do have an idea project in the ether, which may or may not happen. I just need time. I need a location to film, I need whatever. So I think I might do that when I'm down in Cornwall, because I'm down in Cornwall from like the 19th till New Year's Day, so that'd be kind of cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you are in London at any point and you want to meet up and you want to grab a drink, or you just want to do a collaboration, which is kind of what I want to do, hit me up and let me know. And we can kind of go from there, I suppose. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So apart from that, I shall catch you in a later video. 90 quid for a pair of jeans. Fuck off. What? Yeah. If you didn't know, Microsoft released a Microsoft Surface.
This is the ultimate laptop. It's the first laptop ever built by Microsoft. And it redefines everything. It redefines everything of what you expect in a laptop.
A new Surface Pro 4 and also a Surface Book, which is pretty cool.